Purple Raiders handling their business, 93-60 over the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin-Wallace. The Purple is now 19-2. They'll play Muskingum in a big one Saturday afternoon at the Mac Center over at Mount. If you can't make it, we hope that you can. If you can't make it, we'll get you a courtside seat right here on 1310 WDPN. You can join myself and Ryan Keller about 1 o'clock on Saturday. Let's bring him in, the maestro, the man, Mike Fuline, head coach of the Purple Raiders, joining us here on the Sam Berkwin Show. Coach Fuline, happy Thursday. How you doing, partner?
Sammy, how are you, my man?
I'm doing well. Congratulations on a win last night. I know the ones on the road are always tough to get, and you got a little bit of a slow start shooting, but boy, the pumpkin was going in the bucket late last night, wasn't it?
It was. I think once I give them credit, they had a great game plan to start with. Every team, like we talk about, is kind of ready to go early on versus us, but I think we wore them out a little bit towards the end of the first half with some of our depth, and then kind of went to another gear there late in the second half. So anytime you can win on the road, that was our 4th out of 5 fifth road game, brother. So yeah, it was, it'd be nice to be home, but watching film on Muskingum right now, and just such a talented team, and we're going to need all the help we can get, fan support, whatever it takes, to get one here on Saturday.
Well, no doubt. I'm trying to drive the bus, Coach. I'm trying to rile them up and get everybody to get out there on Saturday. Don't worry about that snow and the cold. Just get over to Mount on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and let's check out the Raiders. All right, so just a couple quick ones on last night, and then we'll look ahead to the Muskies.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and I was looking at the sheet, I mean, holy cow, balanced scoring. You had 5 in double figures. Chase with 14, 13 for Elijah, 12 for Hamilton, 12 for Vaden, and 11 for Jack Dunbar. Of course, Elijah was super cool with the rebounds. He had 12 last night. Good to spread it around, and everybody was kind of doing their thing last night, weren't they?
Yeah, it was really good. I think, we want to really establish ourselves with our inside presence. We do have some definite length over Baldwin-Wallace. So we want to take advantage of that, but sometimes that's easier said than done. I thought Caleb and Eli early on just kind of set the tone in there, and then Sean Vaden had the game of his career so far with a bunch of family and friends in the crowd. So I was excited for him, excited they got to see him play at such a high level.
Balanced scoring obviously is very important. I thought you guys were, again, the slow start, but after that, I mean, you were very, very efficient. 3-point land, you were 7 of 20, a little bit under 50, but that's still a 3-point. That's pretty good. Free throws, you were good, 10 of 14. Are you noticing just little teeny tiny improvements with everybody individually with their shot as we move forward?
Yeah, I think it's, again, like we talked about, when the ball moves, it has like it's got secret powers, man, and the ball has just been moving a lot more. When you have 5 guys in double figures, that's always a great sign. We always talk about that's our goal, right, to get 5, but sometimes that's hard to do. So even if you get 4 or 3 of them, and then like 4 guys with 8, 7, 7, 9, it just becomes harder to guard. It just becomes more difficult when you can spread the floor and multiple guys can score it. But again, I think our defense too led to some runouts. We had a ton of fast break points, and then once you see the ball go in, it certainly helps. Being at home now, we should shoot the ball, in theory, a little bit better but it seems like everyone shoots it pretty well here. But that's exciting. I think our guys after the game last night, sometimes I think they realize it, but I don't think that, I don't assume that they do. But they were screaming, it's good to be home. We get to go home. So that's great for a coach to hear, to know that you kind of went through that string and we started it off slow and then, finished these last 3 on a high note to get to these next 3. So now it's another like little mini season here with these next 4 games. And we're going to have to be all in. These are some teams that we've struggled with in the past, even this season, beating Muskingum by 2 the first time at their place. We're going to have to be great. We're going to have to play very, very well and good team basketball to have a chance to win.
No doubt. And it's not just that you're home, Coach. It's your home for 3 out of 4. There's no It's not a quick pit stop like you've been having. You can not get, lackadaisical or anything, but it's like, oh man, it's good to be home for a stretch. And that could do wonders for this group.
No, I agree, and especially on a Saturday, Sam.
Yeah.
As you know, we haven't been home on a Saturday. I don't think the entire month.
Like it's been a
So,
whole year.
yeah, it's crazy. So, but that's the way that if the schedule worked out. I'm sure it'll be in our favor towards this time of year next year. But we're excited. We're excited to get that home crowd here, and like I said, just kind of get up, do our normal routine with our shoot around, and be able to play at home. And then after that, no excuses. We're going to have to be, like I said, flying around. They have tremendous scoring ability from everywhere on the floor, and they guard you tight. So it's going to be. We're going to have our hands full. We're going to have to be ready to roll.
No doubt. Just one more quick one with BW, not necessarily just the Yellow Jackets, but since I've been doing Mount games and we've been going on the road a little bit, you guys always seem to score the basketball at that place. I mean, is it something about the gym, the shooting, the background? Because you guys really fill it up there.
That's how old I'm getting. I would think that would be one of the more difficult places to shoot. With their background, it's like a bigger place. And then I would, as a player, I think I would have loved to have played at Ohio Northern with their floor and their hoops and just the backgrounds. Complete opposite with these guys. So listen, I'm done trying to figure it out. I used to try to go off how we practice. That's out the door.
Yep.
We try to prepare the best we can, get them in the right frame of mind, and then let them go be players.
Are you at the point now, if you have a great week of practice, that makes you even more nervous for the game coming up?
A little bit. I'm going to say this to you. On what day would it have been? On Monday?
Yeah.
We would have beat any team in the country. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like when you start looking at each other as coaches and no one really saying anything. I mean, it was incredible, and then Tuesday we could have lost anybody in the country. And now usually we're a little more consistent than that. But it ended up playing off, on Wednesday, but just consistent. Like today, we won't go very long, just consistent, time put in, focus on what we're trying to do, focus on a game plan that, when you play Muskingum, that kind of goes out the window early on, but just kind of prepare them. And, it's the nice part about when you've played somebody before, you kind of know what you're getting into matchup wise and everything else. So, we're going to make our adjustments. I'm sure they'll make yours. And then at the end of the day, it's just going to be a battle.
It is. I mean, 85-82, when you guys played, I think it was December 13th down there. And it was nip and tuck. And again, a 3-point win on the road. You just want to get it and get out of there. But they got a young man, I remember, Dwayne Davis. I'm sure you remember him too.
Oh, yeah.
He had 25 in the last meeting, and I remember him playing here last year. I thought he was one of the best players that I had seen. And I know that they have more than him, but he definitely is a guy that kind of stirs the drink for him, isn't it?
Yeah, he's the man. He's an incredible athlete. Can go around. He's just a little different speed than what this level usually has, even the highest of high players' ability. And he's kind of what stirs the drink. Him and Owen Emick, who are two phenomenal players. I think they're both averaging around 20 a game. They're half their offense, but then they have other guys now who can just, spread you out and shoot it extremely well. They're not the biggest team that we faced, but that we have to take advantage of that. We have to take advantage of getting offensive rebounds, of attacking the rim. I think last time we played them, Caleb was tremendous. I think he had 15. I think it was a season high. And then Eli kind of was in foul trouble. Him and Chance were in foul trouble the entire game. So it'd just be nice to just have kind of a normal game. And then, when it comes to fouling and just guys playing the way they're capable of, and then hopefully that's good enough.
Coach Mike Fuline is our guest, head coach of the Mount Union Purple Raiders. They will be at home this Saturday, 1 o'clock at the Mac Center. They'll take on Muskingum, 1 o'clock. We want you to be there, so get there. If you can't make it, get it here, 1310 WDPN. The Raiders are now 19-2. Last game, Coach, 40 fouls, and let me see, I think it was over 60 free throws.
Yeah.
Do you think it might be that style again this time around or no?
You know, what I remember about that game is, I thought the officials actually did a really good job. You know, they try to let us play early,
Hmm.
and then when that happens, sometimes it just kind of goes overboard, and now you're trying to catch up. And I think the first half they were trying to do it one way, and then they had to like switch it up, which I
Yeah.
completely understood. It's frustrating for players and coaches and things like that, but they were a younger crew, but then they got control of the game. You know, they really did. And I think then in the second half, things kind of settled down a little bit, and they just were calling fouls. And sometimes I wish that would happen more in our
Mhm.
league because Sam, I hate being the guy to tell you, hey, when you're in the tournament, when you're in the, like I can't stand, and I don't want to be that person, but like when you're in the tournament like those are fouls, you know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
sometimes you just have to, you just gotta. And I know nobody wants to watch it and see it, and I get it, but um, when you can't move, when you're physically trying to move and you can't, like, and trust me, we're just as bad, if not worse, than other teams. Then at some point you just have to kind of call the freedom of movement, and then. I mean, I don't know how the big guys survive. I don't know how they don't jump in an ice bath because those guys all get beat the hell out of
Oh yeah. Yeah.
underneath there, So, but we'll adjust how the game is called and go from there.
Um, with this 3 out of 4 stretch coming at home against some really, really, really good competition, do you think your guys are in that right frame of mind that they need to be to finish up strong here the next couple of weeks?
Yeah, I mean they're not dumb. They know what's in front of them. There's 4 of these left, and you hold your own destiny, right?
Mhm.
So, and 3 of those 4 at home, and that doesn't guarantee anything. But I do feel like they understand what the moment is. They really do, and we're just, you just try to get through the week healthy, so you're ready to go on that game day, and then it's just playing, right? Just going out and playing. It's a good feeling as a coach to know you have some incredible depth on the bench, and where if somebody isn't kind of rolling or doesn't, it's not their day, that other guys can go in and kind of make that up. So we're relying on that. We're relying on how we guard, and then let the chips fall where they may.
I meant to ask you this earlier in the interview. I apologize, but that Otterbein game on the road with the travel, how big a win was that for you guys just at that time that it came, and what you could maybe pull out of that moving down the stretch?
Yeah, and I appreciate you driving down there, buddy. But
Oh, I loved it.
it was those are 2 high level teams, and
Yep.
if things go the way they should, 2 tournament teams that match up extremely well versus each other. I just think they are um, superbly coached. They have really good senior play and leadership, and we knew going in there, like, this is, you don't win this one, then you can count the league out, right?
Yep.
You have no chance. So. Um, Winning that game proved a lot, I think, to them. I think it got that swagger back that they were kind of missing after the 2-game stretch there that we had. But again, the teams that we play, very well did beat us or could have beat us, the first time we played them. So you just kind of let that go. And it was a good response yesterday on the road. Not a huge crowd, and you can feel it early on, like, all right, they're making shots where it's just going to be one of those nights. And then they just went into another gear, which was good to see.
No doubt. Mike Fuline is our guest, the head basketball coach of the Purple Raiders from Mount Union. Before we get to the quiz, I got to pick your brain on the Cavs a little bit. The moves that they made. What's your take on the Garland for Harden, and did they get enough pieces back, and can they go on a run?
I think so. It was, I've said this numerous times to people I've talked to, but I went and saw them play the Knicks in the playoffs, and I think I even told you this.
Yeah.
But he just, you're kind of right on the floor. You're watching the game, and you just, there was something's missing. There were some pieces missing,
Hmm.
and I think the way it was assembled, everyone kind of had that feeling that this isn't going to be maybe a championship team or even an Eastern Conference Finals team. So I applaud the move, the chance to try to do that. I know Garland was probably going into his contract year wanting a lot of money that they weren't probably going to pay, so to get out in front of it, the hard thing, I tell you right now, like if you love basketball and watch basketball and people can say he stinks in the playoffs and everywhere he goes, and I'm just talking about pure basketball. I mean, the guy's a magician, man.
Yep.
He's one of the best passers that I've ever seen, and so I think that can help. I really do, but it'll be fun. I think it was a little juice. We needed a little juice into that program or team.
Yep.
So it'll be fun to watch.
I think so too. I mean, people talk about his scoring, and they should. He's just under 26 a game. People don't look at the next column over. He's almost at 9 assists a game.
Like Sammy, one of the best passers that played this game. I mean, he's incredible with those lobs, and people are going to see. Now, I don't know how well he'll guard or how much he'll enjoy the winters in Cleveland, but we're going to find out together, man.
We are. I can't tell you last time I got excited about a Kings-Cavs game in February, but I'm excited for Saturday night on the West Coast. I can tell you that. All right, Coach, before we let you go, it's time to go back to school here for a minute. It's time for the 3-question Thursday quiz. You all set?
Ready to go, man.
Here we go, brother. This one just kind of feeds off my last question, I guess. Will the Cavs get to the NBA Finals?
I don't think they will. I hope so. Detroit's really, really, really good. I think Boston too. I'm a Missoula guy, but I think they have a great shot. But you never know. How the seeding go. I'd rather answer that question once I see where the seeding falls.
Yeah, I think we got a chance to maybe get to a 3, which I'd be okay with.
Yes,
but we'll see. Question number 2: Super Bowl Sunday's coming up. Who you got? Seahawks or Patriots?
I'm going with the Northeast Ohio boy and Mike Vrabel and known his family a little bit, so pulling for them. I know everyone's sick of the Patriots, but you got to respect it, right? You really do.
That's right, and it's been a while for them. I mean, a couple of years anyway. Question number 3: Mike Fuline, are you a morning person or a night owl?
Well, I could tell you this. I was always a morning person until you become a college coach, and then it tends to go to the latter. Like last night you get home at midnight or, and a lot of these times you're up at 1 or 2 and you can't sleep after games. And, then everybody in your house is up. So you kind of get up, and then I find myself nodding off then around 8 o'clock to go back to try to catch a nap before you get ready to go. But I love mornings too. I really do. In the off season, definitely morning. During the season, Sammy, it's like working night shifts. You wait all day to play a game that starts at 7 o'clock at night, and then with travel and things, it's like your day starts at noon or 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I'll tell you what, this has been a fun ride. We'll keep her going on Saturday. We'll see you over at the MAC. Have a good night tonight, and we'll see you over the weekend.
All right, brother. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
You got it, man.
Saturday. Take care.
Saturday. Hey, whatever day it is.
Whatever day.
You got it. There he goes. Mike Fuline, head basketball coach of the Purple Raiders of Mount Union, joining us here. He joins us every Thursday. Really nice of Coach to do that here on 1310 WDPN. We'll step out. We'll come back with more. Stay with us.